Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a poor clerk who worked very hard every day in a little shop downtown. He helped the customers and cleaned the floors and kept the shelves stocked. He made enough money to pay for his meals and to pay for the rent in his tiny apartment on the other side of town. He was a decent man and a trustworthy employee. Like many people who live in poverty, the poor clerk dreamed of being able to dress nicely and dine at impressive restaurants and meet fancy people. So he saved up the little money he could from his paychecks and was finally able to purchase one suit of nice clothing and one pair of nice shoes. Then, every month after that, he would save up just enough money to treat himself to a night out in the wealthy part of town with all the fancy people. He would carefully put on his one nice suit and dress shoes and enjoy a wonderful meal at an expensive restaurant and chat with the wealthy people, learning how to converse in their manner of polite small talk. Sometimes, just for a moment, he would forget his poverty and feel like one of them. Then he would walk back home and work all month looking forward to his next night out in high society. Now, on one of these special nights, at the end of the month, the poor clerk noticed a lovely lady and greeted her politely. She replied, and before he knew it, they had spent the whole evening together, talking of many things and feeling as though they had been waiting their whole lives to meet each other. They made plans to meet again at the same place next month, although it was a long time to wait. Finally, the day came and their affection grew even stronger. The poor clerk thought that the expected thing to do would be to invite her on a date with him. However, this would require him to save up enough money to pay for both of them to have a nice evening together. That would take him 2 months. So he told her that he would love to see her again, but that he would have to be away with his work for a while. They enjoyed every moment left of the evening and then said their goodbyes. The poor clerk eagerly worked extra hours and even skipped meals in order to save up enough money. The days turned into weeks, and the lady began to wonder when she would see the man again, or if she would ever see him again. She thought he must be very busy with traveling to manage his many businesses, and she began to think how it might be better to love a simple man, someone who could actually spend time with her, even if he wasn't wealthy. She thought about these things as she walked downtown, gazing into the passing storefront windows. Eventually, she walked by the very store of the poor clerk. Although she did not recognize him through the window, with his back turned and dressed in his regular work clothes. And she thought to herself, I could love a man like that. A poor clerk, with nothing but time for us to spend together. I could love a man like that. How does this story make us feel? It ends unresolved and leaves us wondering if they ever find each other again. But it leaves us with a powerful lesson. What might God be trying to show us about himself through a story like this? In this life, we may experience a lot of pressure to conform. We may even be rewarded for trying to make ourselves look better than we are. And if we try hard enough, we may even become professional pretenders. But God will not help us pretend to be better than we are. God cannot meet us where we pretend to be. He is always waiting to meet us right where we are. God waits to meet us right in the midst of our brokenness, our weakness, and He accepts us and embraces us in the place of our greatest wounds until He can draw our attention off of the problems and onto His presence. This is what it means for us to be fed by Him, the life-giving body and blood of Christ.